Hey, look at this. Just a normal chip, right? Crunchy, salty, great with a sandwich. Now let me tell you something wild. Over 650,000 bags of chips just got recalled. And not because they were stale, not because they tasted weird, but because they could actually kill someone. No, I'm not exaggerating. The FDA, that's the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, just classified a chips recall as Class I. That's the highest possible risk level. Means eating them could cause serious health damage, hospitalization, or worse, death. And here's the freaky bit. It wasn't some chemical leak, not a visible issue. It was something microscopic. You can't see it, can't smell it, can't taste it. And honestly, this isn't just some American brand's problem. This is about what could be sitting in your pantry right now, wherever you live. Today we're going to unpack this whole thing. We'll talk about what really happened, what Salmonella does to your body, and how to make sure your snacks are actually safe. Plus, I've got a really simple method to protect yourself going forward. Stick around. Alright, let's break it down real quick. In May 2024, a company called Utz Quality Foods voluntarily recalled a bunch of their chips. We're talking Zapp's Bayou Blackened Ranch, Dirty Salt and Vinegar, Dirty Maui Onion, Zapp's Big Cheesy. The list goes on. Over 650,000 bags sold all across the United States. Now, at first, it was just them being careful, right? Pulling it back voluntarily. But then, in July, the FDA steps in. They give it that Class I label. And I need you to understand what that means. In their own words, Class I is for a situation where there's a reasonable probability that using the product will cause serious health consequences or death. That's not a maybe a tummy ache warning. That's a this could end your life level. So what was the problem? A seasoning, a dry milk powder that came from a supplier in California. Now get this, the seasoning batches actually tested negative for Salmonella before they were used. But the company still recalled the chips anyway. Why? They called it an abundance of caution. And honestly, they were right. Salmonella isn't something to gamble with. But think about it. How many times have you just ripped open a snack without checking anything? No recall check, no batch number, nothing. We just trust it. And maybe we need to pay a bit more attention to where our food really comes from. Time to get educated, friend. Salmonella is not some rare jungle virus. It's a bacteria that hangs out in the intestines of animals and humans. It's one of the most common causes of food poisoning. Everywhere. You eat something contaminated, you get salmonellosis. Now here's the tricky part. Symptoms don't show up right away. It could take 6 hours, or even 6 days after you eat that food. And when it hits, oh, it hits hard. Severe diarrhea, high fever, stomach cramps that double you over, nausea, vomiting. For a healthy adult, it's about 4 to 7 days of absolute misery. Your body does fight it off, but you're wiped out, dehydrated, weak. But for some people, it's way more dangerous. Little kids, older adults, anyone with a weak immune system. Maybe someone going through chemo, someone with an autoimmune condition. For them, the infection can leave the gut, go into the bloodstream, and spread. That can be life-threatening, fast. That's why the FDA doesn't use the word death lightly in a food recall. And the scariest part? Those chips looked fine, tasted fine. That's the invisible danger of foodborne bugs. You can't trust your eyes or your taste buds. You've got to trust information and systems. You've got to stay in the loop. Okay, I know. Some of you are thinking, but those brands are American. I'm in Pakistan or India or Europe. Why should I care? Let's reframe that question. Don't think about the brand. Think about ingredients. And think about processes. The issue here was a dry milk powder in the seasoning, sourced from a supplier. Supply chains? They're global. Contamination can happen in any dairy processing facility, anywhere. If hygiene slips for even a second, it can happen with spice blends, dried herbs, flour, and, yep, the seasonings on your local chips, Nimco, or biscuits. Food recalls happen everywhere, all the time. You just might not hear about them as loudly. Be honest. Do you actively check if something you're buying has been recalled? Do you even know where to check? Most people don't. They just buy, eat, and hope for the best. Real fitness isn't just about protein shakes and workout plans. It's also about food safety, because one packet of contaminated chips can undo weeks of healthy discipline, and not because of calories, but because it makes you seriously sick. Being a healthy eater means being a smart eater, a conscious buyer. All right, so what do we do about this? I've got a super simple checklist. I call it the P.A.C.T method. 4 steps to keep you safe. P, peek at your packets. Before you even drop a snack into your cart, flip it over. Look at the best buy date, check the batch code. Take 10 seconds and search your country's food safety website to see if there's any active recall. FDA, FSA, FSSAI, P.A.C.T. These agencies put out warnings. Follow them on social media. I'll leave some links in the description if I can. It's not paranoia, it's just being a responsible adult. A. Assess the real risk. Recalls happen. It doesn't mean all packaged food is evil, but respect the warning. If it's a Class I for Salmonella, Listeria, E. coli, don't think, I'll just eat it anyway. No, bin it. Don't taste test it. Don't give it to your pets. Is one bag of chips worth days of sickness or a hospital visit? Absolutely not. C. Cook and clean like you mean it. If you ever handle something you're unsure about, wash your hands like crazy, clean your surfaces, don't cross-contaminate. Salmonella dies with high heat, but chips are eaten straight out of the bag. That's a trust game. In your kitchen, always keep raw stuff separate from ready-to-eat foods. These little habits actually save lives. T. Turn to homemade, smarter snacks. Look, I love a crunchy snack as much as anyone, but the fewer hands that touch your food, the safer it is. I'm not saying never touch packaged food again. I'm saying build your foundation on real food. Make roasted chickpeas, bake some sweet potato wedges, prepare a big jar of masala makhana. When you control the ingredients, you control the safety. And honestly, the nutrition blows any processed chip out of the water. This story isn't just about 650,000 bags of chips. It's about how disconnected we've become from our food. We see bright packaging, fun branding, that perfect crunch, and we forget how complicated industrial food production really is. One mistake in a facility miles away, it shows up right on your plate. Real fitness isn't about a shredded body. It's about resilience. And resilience means not getting taken down by something completely preventable. A fit body isn't fighting off an invisible invader because of a snack. A responsible eater stays informed, reads recall notices, and understands that an abundance of caution is a good thing, not an overreaction. Next time you grab a salty snack, I want you to remember this. Ask, do I trust this? Have I checked? And could I make something at home that tastes just as good and makes me feel even better? Your body is your most valuable asset. Feed it with respect. Okay, here's your one small action for today. Go to your kitchen, pick up any packaged snack, flip it over, and look at the label. Check the batch number. Do a quick search to make sure it hasn't been recalled. That's it. A tiny act of self-care that makes a huge difference. If this video opened your eyes even a little, smash that like button. It really helps. Share it with a friend who needs to hear this. And if you're not subscribed yet, join us. We drop health content every week that cuts through the noise and keeps you truly, intelligently fit. Drop a comment. What's your favorite healthy homemade snack? I'd love some new ideas from you guys. Stay safe, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Stay safe, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.